The Selfish Giant, written by Oscar Wilde. This story starts with a group of children playing in the garden of the giant every afternoon after coming from school. The garden of the giant was lovely, large, full with soft grass and fruit trees. The trees bore rich fruits and the birds sang sweetly sitting on them. One day, after 7 years, the giant came back. He was staying with his friend all these years, the Cornish oak. The children were scared to see him. When he saw the children playing in his garden, he said that he would not allow anyone to play here or in his garden, as it was his own garden and he wanted all to himself. So, for this reason, he built a wall around it and also put a notice board. The notice board displayed a warning sign on it saying, "Trespassers will be persecuted." Now the children became sad as they had no other place to play. They would wander around the high walls of the garden and remember the beautiful garden inside them. Now as time goes by, the spring season came, and there were blossoms and little birds all around. But something weird is happening in the giant's garden. It was always winter in the garden, and there were frost and snow. Now, in the absence of children, the birds also did not sing. Once a flower bloomed out of the grass, but after seeing the notice board, it also went back to sleep. Then in the garden came the north wind and the hailstorm. Due to the giant's selfishness, autumn's golden fruits also did not come to his garden. Then all of a sudden, one morning, the giant heard a sweet and lovely music. It was a linnet, a small bird, singing outside his window. The hail and the north wind stopped, and he could feel the spring. He saw that the children came into his garden through a little hole. The children were sitting on the branches of trees, and the trees were blossoming. He also saw the birds flying and hear them chirping. The flowers had also come up in that area where the children were at that moment. But to his surprise, in one corner there was still winter. He saw that there a young boy was standing, and he was not be able to reach the branches of trees. The tree lowered its branches, but still he could not climb. At this scene, the giant's heart melted. He realized that he was really selfish. He decided to put that boy on the top of the tree, pull down the walls, and allow the children to play there forever. But when the children saw him, they ran away. And the moment they ran away, the garden became winter again. However, that little boy did not run as he was weeping, he was crying. The giant put him on the top of the tree, and the tree blossomed at once. And the little boy kissed the giant. The other children, realizing that the giant is not wicked, all came back. The spring came back with them. The giant used to play with the children every afternoon, but that little boy was nowhere to be seen. As the years went by, the giant grew very weak. One winter morning, he saw a lovely tree with white blossoms in a corner of his garden. The branches of the tree were golden, and the little boy stood under it. The boy was wounded, which made the giant very angry. He told the boy that he will slay or he will kill the man who has harmed him. The boy told him that these were the wounds of love. The boy smiled, and he asked the giant to come to his garden. Later that day, the children found the giant dead under the tree covered with white blossoms. Now, after hearing this story, we can assume that this young boy that changed the giant's life was a messenger of God. And the message that we get from this story is spreading love. We can see how the young boy taught the giant how to not be selfish in life and how to be loving and caring towards the children. So, in the same way, it teaches us that we should not be selfish. Being selfish is actually dangerous to ourselves. It is not a good thing. If we are selfish, we will lose almost everything that we used to have. So we should be loving, we should be caring, and we should spread love to one another. Thank you.